vocal about my support to Israel and Jews. And way before this whole massacre by the terrorists started, I've been very vocal about, also because we as a Hindu nation, what has been happening to Hindus and even the Hindu genocide for centuries that continued, we identify a lot with Jews, and I strongly believe that as like we deserve a Bharat dedicated to Hindus, Jews also deserve one nation, one nation on this, and they can't give us that one land is rather inhuman and very stingy of the the Islamic world, where they have the second largest amount of countries in the whole globe, which is primarily dominated by Christian countries, more than 85 more. So I think what you guys are fighting for is rightfully yours, and I think we as a Hindu nation, we stand with Israel's cause.
So I really appreciate it, because when I hear you, I know that it's coming from deep understanding of the history and everything. There are, all in all in the world, there are 50 million Jews. I don't know, 100th of the number of Muslims, for example. There are about 50 countries that define themselves as Muslims, and there is a very tiny country that is 150 times, goes into India 150 times Israel.
Not even of the size of Manipur.
Yeah, it's a tiny country that we are trying to keep, and what happened here, by the way, Saturday, October 7 was, it was not Hamas, it was ISIS. So I always say we went to sleep the night before with Hamas as our neighbor, woke up with ISIS. I mean, these atrocities of, murder of full families, burning them, torturing them, decapitating people, children, cutting limbs. And the stories there, rape, the stories are really unbearable. And we will have to take action. We are really emotional about the support we get here in India, because I'm a veteran diplomat, third-time ambassador. I've been in many friendly countries to Israel, but the wide support that we get here from the people on social media is amazing.
Because we ourselves have been suffering radical Islamic terrorism, whether it is Hamas or ISIS, they even reached our parliament, and every day there are so many.
By the parliament.
Yes, there were serial bomb blasts, which our movie Tejas that is coming. It is about India's Air Force mission and what we have suffered in 26/11, the brutality of Islamic terrorism. That the story is same, and probably that's why we identify so much with Jews.
So I have to go and see the film, and I wanted to say that Prime Minister Modi, he has set the tone to this support, because before we understood the magnitude of this disaster, already on Saturday, October 7th in the afternoon, he already came out with a very strong condemnation and continued for a second one after speaking to Prime Minister Netanyahu. And I think this is we don't need anyone to help us fight instead of us.
But Mr. Modi is known to support the underdogs. It's just one small nation, like you said, hardly few million, handful of people fighting the entire Islamic Republic, which they're surrounded by. There's a sea of Islamic Republic, and then there is a little, small nation, tiny like a drop in the ocean of that kind of intensity of population. So I think our Prime Minister has always supported underdogs, and I think that's where his heart is, that people who, like you said, you guys do not need any sort of, but the moral support from India is there, and we definitely are very affected by all the violence and brutality that we see every day. We deeply get affected by it, because we also have a history of Mughal invasion where we were beheaded, limbs, and forceful conversions, and all of that. So we get deeply affected. It's a part of that genocide is imprinted in our genetic code, so it gets triggered, and it's deeply affecting.
But I think that also people, and I guess you get it, but people don't get it. The big fight against ISIS and these radical elements was won, but they are not gone, because the ideas and some of the people that dispersed there in different, less organized now, but the people are still there. And people don't understand that if the jihadist movement of Hamas, ISIS, will prevail, it will give fuel to people all around West Asia, Europe, other places, to regather. It will give them the feeling that they can overcome. And I will tell you, we are not going to be this finishes, we are not going to be the underdog. We know that Iran is behind it, because Iran is also using different forces, from Hezbollah, its own blood and flesh, to Hamas for many, many years, to the Houthis who shot at Israel, also from Yemen. So all the spider web is there, we understand that around us, but we will show...
It is coming to bite them. The extremism is coming to bite them, whether it is the doom of Afghanistan or what is happening to Pakistan. The radical Islamic terrorism is coming to bite them. And it's this story of raising a monster, and then eventually the monster comes to eat you. It's the same story.
But I think we have to eradicate the capacity of Hamas to ever again in the future execute such horrors, and it's important not only for this, it's important for us, of course,
together,
but it's important for the world.
Of course,
and with the support of, again, moral support that we need from the world. And all the time, people, when I said that the moral support of Prime Minister Modi ji was very important, people thought, it's not about, that's what we need. We need people to understand that, we are attacked on social media all the time, but what is important for us is that the friends, you see the Americans in a very irregular move their carriers and fleet into the Eastern Mediterranean to send a message that they are there, and not to escalate it beyond what is happening between Israel and Hamas. So our friends in Europe, India, around the world, the big democratic powers of the world are with us. And this is very important. I know that, there is the social media, it's a parallel world, not always realistic, not always based on information, a lot of times on misinformation and fake news. But
there is an army which is trying very hard to prove that the Israel cause is illegitimate. But I think with the worldwide support, whether it is India or America, it has been emphasized enough that the fight, Israel's fight for its own nation, is very much legitimate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.